Dance Boston has been expanding access to the arts for years, and now the company is returning with the world premiere of Firebird Part 2.
The production reimagines the iconic ballet through the lens of accessibility, advocacy, and self-empowerment.
So founder and artistic director Ellice Patterson is here with their director of music, Andrew Choe. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So, Ellice, the Firebird is a classic ballet, but what inspired you to revisit this and reimagine it?
Yeah, so 5 years ago when our first Firebird premiered, I wanted to think of the Firebird through a lens that included all of us, but in a more intersectional way, not just disability, but also gender, racial identity, and more. But I felt that there was still more to play with, and in this part two, it's really kind of going through the lens of the Firebird herself, and kind of what if she does not save everyone, but saves herself instead, and how that has a ripple effect that has a lot of impacts across different universes.
And you mentioned the part about her saving herself. Why was it important for you to be, both of you really, to be able to tell that story?
Yeah, I was definitely at a point in my life where I felt as though I was feeling the strain of not being seen and feeling like having to save others before saving myself type of narrative, as a lot of Black women do, and wanting to have that story and talk to my grandmother about it and be inspired to take it through that lens of our own familial aspects, which is also why it's on Juneteenth, because her grandparents were enslaved. And so wanting to talk about this story of not just the generational trauma, but also the generational resilience that can exist within this.
Yeah, and Andrew, you created the score. And
that's right.
Where did you draw the inspiration to create such beautiful work to help tell the story?
Yeah, the inspiration comes from Ellice's story herself. We talk a lot about, what we envision the ballet to be and like what the music is. So I just go off at those ideas. We really wanted to try to make something that is separate from the classic Firebird and just make a reimagined score that is ours and in the lens and the voice of our work. Yeah.
Absolutely, and accessibility is a huge part of this show. Why was it so, how were you two both intentional about making sure that you were accessible from the beginning to the end?
Yeah, so in the show, we have audio descriptions, which are words that explain movement for blind, low vision audiences, but in a universal design concept where we have it heard over the speakers for everyone to hear, but there's also narrative in it as well. So everyone can kind of take part in this story and this journey, and it be a universal experience for others. In addition to ASL and captioning, having a masked environment for our immunocompromised friends and more, we really have taken strides to make sure that this can be a space for many people.
When people are there, I mean, you guys have shows this weekend for people to experience it. What are you hoping that they take away from this version of the story and the music and all of it?
For me, I think wanting to be able to highlight that so many different artistic mediums can come together to create something really magical. It's not just dance and ballet and modern styles. There's also music in a variety of styles. There's also aerial silks that I'm doing myself.
Oh,
there's also animation as well. And so having all of that kind of come together and all these different disabled and diverse artists come together can really create a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Congratulations, this is phenomenal. And you've been doing this work for years, so I'm glad to see that you're able to keep it up. I love it.
You guys can catch the show June 19th through the 21st at Boston University's Booth Theater. For tickets and more information, you can head to abilitiesdanceboston.org.
And by the way, there's virtual options in addition to in-person, so the website will give you more information.
We love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for being here, and congratulations. Yeah. Enjoy this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you back here next time.